Alright guys, we are on question 41, and then 41 says, which of the following is a possible equation of the graph below? And they give you this wonderful graph. Okay, so if you look at this graph, okay, since it starts at 0, and it goes up and down like this right here. And notice I'm actually, even though it starts here, I'm starting it here because I think it's clearer of whether it's sine or cosine. So if it starts here and it goes up and then down, that actually matches the sine graph. So let me draw a quick sketch of what the sine graph looks like. Okay, so here's xy plane. I clearly can draw straight lines. Sine does something like this. So this is y equals sine x. Now, at this current juncture in your life, in your mathematical career, you really should know what sine, cosine, tangent, and their reciprocals look like. Okay, it should take you about 5 seconds to draw those graphs, at least a quick sketch of them. Alright, if that's not the case, then clearly you need to review that. Alright, so this is a sine function, which makes sense because most of my answer choices are sine, but at least I can get rid of d. And the amplitude is how far you stretch up and down, or you could say max minus min divided by 2. But I think it's pretty clear that the amplitude, which would be this line here if I was going to draw it, is 1.5. Okay, so it's 1.5. Also to note, it can't be c because c is negative. Negative means you would be flipping this, or if I took this function here, I'd be flipping it. So in other words, it would be going down first and then up. Take note of this, guys. This when it's negative, it goes down and then up, because a lot of students made a mistake on one of the last tests that had a y equals, I don't remember if it was sine or cosine, but a lot of y'all made mistakes on that. So realize that you would be going down if it was y equals negative sine x. Alright, cool. So the answer has to be either A or B, and the only difference between the two is the B value. So in answer choice A, it's 1x, and answer choice B, it's 2x. And when you look at this, you may think to yourself, hey, what? It ends at pi. So you're like, okay, well that's just half of the function, so it has to be 2. But also realize this, if I'm doing that, I'm saying that the sine function is just this upper portion, just going up and then down. But the sine function doesn't do that. It goes up, it goes down, it comes back down and comes back up. I say it looks like a lot like a roller coaster, okay? So this is not the entire sine graph. This is just a piece of it. Okay, it does go back down and back up again. In fact, if I took this pi value and this negative pi value and I subtracted them, that would give me the period of this function, which would be 2 pi. And visually, it makes more sense than algebraically or by arithmetic, because this distance is pi, right? 0 to negative pi would be a distance of pi, and this distance is pi. Obviously, 0 to pi would be a distance of pi. So pi and pi gives me 2 pi, which is what the parent function is. Hence, the answer is going to be A. So be very careful there, because in your head you may be saying where it ends. Well, it ends here, but in reality, it's not when the picture ends, but when you draw the entire function. How long does it take before it starts repeating itself? Okay, which would be a distance of 2 pi. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know, guys, how you feel about that. If there's still some issues there, I can maybe make another video or maybe post some comments about that. Alright, see you when I see you.